Hello, friends. This is another day that I am here with you to share with you some of the tips about how to pass exams, tips for passing exams. Most of us have exams in life every now and again, and I think it's important that today I take this opportunity to do this first part. It will be in different parts. I would say series in how to pass exam. And my name is Utieno Paul Peter. I am an author of leadership book, The Making of a Symphony Orchestra, Timeless Leadership, and Live Your Dream in 7 Ds. Achieving the lifestyle you desire, one step at a time. I'm a trainer, life skills trainer, corporate trainer. I am an analyst. I always analyze systems, analyze information, analyze ideas, and that's part of my passion. I also provide business and ICT consultations. Basically, I am an entrepreneur, and one of my organizations is Live Your Dream. So, the big questions that we have to answer right now are: number one, who is this for? This is for, I would say, everyone, including parents of people who are going to do exams. This year, 2022, in Kenya, we're going to have multiple national examinations. In March, we are going to have KCPE, Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination, and also Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination, both national exam. And at the end of the year, we are going to have the same. And in between, there will be various other examinations by NEC and any other examining body. People are always somewhat doing exams, and these are exams that are meant to judge us. And so this is meant for everybody, and more particularly dedicated to people who are sitting their exams this year. Why is it important? Because people will use that exam to judge you. They will use the very grades that you obtain there to judge what type of person you are. Remember, exams might not judge your character. It might not judge whether you were sick that day, whether you had no good sleep, whether there was problem with traffic, all that. No, they will use the paper and make a decision. You probably know a lot of mathematics, but you sit exams and you fail in it. They will look at it and say, you failed exams, you failed in maths. So it's important to know. And right now, as I've said, many people are preparing for various examinations, and so it's important. It's always important. It will be important. This will be in series. I don't want it to go for too long, so I will be giving it bit by bit. In fact, today I will only dwell on 2 major tips, but every week I will be releasing some more tips from my background, from my experience, from the knowledge I've gathered. I've always dealt with students. I'm always invited to go and talk to pupils here and there, talk to students here and there. I've guided many people into examinations. I've done many examinations, and I believe I have what it takes to guide people to pass exams. So, tip number 1 today is know your strength, know yourself. You've got to know yourself, because we are all different. We are all created differently. You see, so first of all, you need to know what are your strengths in terms of subjects, in terms of attitude, endurance. What are your strengths? You realize that somebody has a strength, for example, in mathematics, but not very strong when it comes to languages. Somebody could be having strength in social sciences. Somebody could be having strength in this and that. But sometimes when we are going through preparation for exams, our teachers would treat us equally. They do not give us room to do what we feel like we need more emphasis on. Instead, for example, you go to a primary school right now, all class 8 pupils are put together. If it is revision for mathematics, everyone is revising it. Maybe somebody already does very well in mathematics, already getting 100%, but this person is so low when it comes to Kiswahili. So knowing your strength is going to help you know where you need to put emphasis in and where you can moderate. You see, because by the end of the day, you want an overall pass. You want to excel. And the other thing is you need to know your study habits. By study habits, I mean people are different. There are people who can study a whole day. It's okay for them. And there are people who study for a limited time. If they go beyond, for example, 2 hours, anything else that comes in, they won't understand. They won't carry it. In fact, it will dilute what they studied earlier. There are people who study well in the morning, early in the morning. There are people who do it better late in the night. There are people who don't have a problem any time of the day or night. They will be able to study. So get to know what is your optimal timing, what is your study habit, where do you belong. If you do not understand this, you're likely to join somebody else's plan which might not work for you. So get to know what works best for you. If it's morning hours, if it's evening hours, that is how you're going to schedule it, and we will come to that. But for now, it's good to understand what type of person you are. What are your strengths? What are your study habits? What resources do you have? Some people are blessed. They have lots of resources. They have the internet around. They can YouTube. They have every book that they can call for. Others don't have. So if you are that type of person who doesn't have, like I never used to have these resources, I would borrow a book. And I knew if I borrow this book, I only have it maybe for 2 hours or maybe for 1 day, and I need to maximize its use. So evaluating the resources that you have will be able to help you. Do you have the books, the revision materials? Do you have a lamp, for example, that is source of light for your study? Personally, I never had one. And I remember sometimes I tried to study in the moonlight. And that's when I realized that the moon is not as bright as it looks. Wait until you start reading something using the moonlight. You see? So I realized that because I was limited in resources, I had to only study during the day. And because I also did not have a space at home where I could study, I realized I could only study in school. And that meant that even when people are playing around, I can't join them because that is my only time to study. When they go home, they could be studying. I won't be able to study because I don't have paraffin. We used to use paraffin. And no space. I cannot just find a place to sit and study. So getting to evaluate your resources will be helpful. Again, it will help you whether you to know where you can borrow, if any, or whether you need to borrow. Because we are all different. We are all gifted differently. Again, and as I've said, it's important to avoid influence. Be an individual. A certificate will never be for a group. It is always for an individual. Academic certificates are individualized. Even if people were organizing for strike, even if people were revising together, even if people joined the school the same day, in the same class, taught by the same teacher, exam is individualized. Results are individualized. So get to know, just like I've said, I would not play in school when other people are playing, because I know when they go home they will be able to study. I will not be able to study. If I borrowed a book from someone, I need to use it maximally and finish within the time I promised to return it. So I know my resources. I cannot just join other group or other friend influencing me to do otherwise, because I understand myself. I know that I am an individual, and by the end of the day my certificate will be written in my name. So get to know what is important for you and why are you different from the other. How do you make decisions? And you always have your own reasons. If you wait for somebody else to give you reasons to pass, it's your own problem. Nobody will give you enough if you do not have. Self-motivation is key. What are your reasons to pass this exam that you want to pass? Yes, write them down, put them down. Mine was, I knew, for example, in primary school, I knew I wanted to pass to go to a secondary school, a good secondary school. I did pass. Yeah, I did get what I wanted to get. That is getting the grades I wanted to get. But I had to have my own reasons. I knew education is the key. I wanted to be able to change my life. I did not want to follow the same life script that my parents were following. So I had my own reasons. Everyone usually has his or her own reasons. You've got to have your own reasons. It's not your teacher, it's not your parents, it's not your friends, it's you. And that life is yours alone. Second tip for today is goal. We've got to set a goal. We cannot achieve a target we do not know. We cannot achieve a grade we have no idea about. So we've got to set clear goals so that we imprint them in our minds. This is something that most of us don't realize. That if we do not know what we are looking for, it is only what we don't want that will keep coming. That's the way the universe is designed. Weeds will grow if we do not plant the type of plant that we want to grow from a garden. The weeds, the ones we don't want. You see? So we've got to be clear. What grade am I looking for? Am I looking for an A? Am I looking for a B? Am I looking for 400 marks? Am I looking for 421 marks? Those are two different marks. Don't say over 200. Don't say over 400. Don't say B and above. Nothing like that. Mention that above. If it is 411 out of 500 that you're going to get in KCPE, write it down, put it in your mind. Don't think of anything else. Just think of that grade, nothing else. This is the way it is done. This is the way it is achieved. Mark me right, and please believe me. If it is not in your heart, this is the grade you've got to put in your heart. Some people say, I just want to get something above 300. Nothing like that. Make it a goal. If it is 350 you are looking for, write it down. Write it somewhere. Make it your goal. Make it what you are looking at. Write it in your book. See it on your wall. Yes. Let that be the song that you sing. If somebody asks, what are you going to get? Mention that grade. Yes. When I was in secondary school, I wanted to get A minus, and that is what I kept talking about. Yeah. I was talking about A minus, despite the fact that I had not been in school. I was in school for less than 2 years. The whole Form 4 syllabus, in fact the whole secondary school syllabus I did in Form 4. And that Form 4 was between March and October when I went back to school. Yeah, I had been out of school for so long. So I kept talking about it, and I got it. I missed it by a whisker, but I got a B plus, which was very close to what I was looking for. So you must be able to know the grade that you are looking for, and you must burn it. And by the way, at that time, I did not know all this truth that I'm sharing. I was only trying what I knew best. Next level is your next focus, is your focus. If you want to go to a secondary school, be sure which specific secondary school you are going for. Don't gamble. Mention it and let nobody sway you otherwise. Just write it. I want to go to this school. I want to go to Alliance. I want to go to Kenya High. I want to go to this. Write it, and I would recommend you go and even visit that school. Have a visual image. Look at it online if possible. Look at their uniform. Visualize yourself in that particular school. Visualize yourself in that particular college, if it is a college. I wanted to go to the University of Nairobi, and I kept putting it into my mind. I'm going to the University of Nairobi. If anybody asked, people advised me, oh, maybe Maseno is nearer to you. No. In my mind, I set it. I'm going to the University of Nairobi. Yes. And this is the way I've always achieved almost every goal, almost everything in my life. I set them and I focus on them and I achieve them. This is scientific truth. This is the way people live their dreams. Don't accept any excuse. A friend of mine and mentor told me, even if you found an excuse placed somewhere, dropped down, don't be tempted to pick it, because you'll likely give it to somebody else. Accept no excuse. The moment you've set your goal, don't be swayed into any negativity. Don't accept any excuse. Nobody has ever passed like that in this school. Nothing. It will happen. I've seen people who are the first. They were told it's not possible, but it became possible for them. They set it straight. They broke that record. Yeah. In our school, nobody had ever done exam. Nobody had ever passed, but we were the first, and we did it. So I know there is no excuse. Don't put an excuse. We did not have teachers. It is not the teachers who are going to sit exam. Don't put any excuse. Don't say we did not finish syllabus. Don't say we did not do this. Don't say I did not have books. No excuse. Because the moment you admit excuse, you defocus from your goal. So we must accept no excuse. We are taking 100% responsibility. Visualize, I've said it. Visualize yourself achieving the goal that you have set. Visualize yourself climbing the ladder to that particular goal that you want to reach. You must see yourself doing it and believe it. I love to say that imagination is free. Just imagine yourself having achieved it and feel what it would feel to achieve it. Put yourself in that particular state where you are excited about your goal and you can see yourself achieving it. If it is maybe A, you've achieved it, you can see how people are congratulating you. You can see yourself having achieved it and enjoying that particular imagination, that particular drama in your mind. You must put yourself in that state. And by the way, that is where I'd like us to stop for today till next week. And we can meet next week. I will give you more tips. And my name, as I told you, is Otieno Paul Peter. More about me is through my website, otienopaulpeter.com. And I'd like to thank you. Remember to subscribe to this particular channel, because we will keep on bringing in more tips every single week that will be able to help you achieve the life that you want, to be able to pass that particular exam. Thank you very much.